Hey, I got ants in my plants. Seriously, ants in my plants. In my office, I have a couple plants. One is a peace plant. The other one is, I don't know the name. People find the name and then I forget what it is. But it's a beautiful plant. It's probably my favorite plant. I mean, you look at some of the growth on it and what a unique, I don't know, what do you call that, flower or something on it? But if you take a closer look into the center, you could see there's a lot of leaves that have fallen off. This thing has been slowly dying. So Julie, one day she brought in all her plant surgical equipment, took the plant outside, tried to figure out what the problem is. She found ants in my plants. Yeah, true story here, right? And so they had been building a nest. Slowly but surely, ants were destroying this plant. And if it was left unchecked, I'm sure it would have died completely. So she found some ways, basically drowning them all, putting them in a big pot of water was, I think, the final solution. But we'll find out if that's really going to work in the long run. But I did think, ants are better than scorpions, right? Imagine if I had scorpions in my plants. It wouldn't sound as cool as ants in my plants either. But scorpions are pretty obvious, right? You don't even want one. You probably notice that it's there. I mean, those are just absolutely deadly to us, right? But these were ants, for the most part unseen, undetected. It wasn't until the leaves started falling off and the plant started dying that we knew there was a bigger problem. And Julie found the solution. But I started thinking about life. Like, what's at the root of our lives that could be killing us slowly? Our relationship with Jesus as we walk with God. When we have scorpions in our lives, we know there's a problem. You know, talking about like if there's adultery or addiction to pain meds, all kinds of things, right? But we're not talking about those things today. We're talking about ants in the plants, the small undetected stuff that only really become visible as they have an impact on the whole plant. Maybe it's worth your time to start to think in terms of, are there ants in my plants, ants in my life, wearing away at the roots of my life? Those roots that go deep into the person of Jesus Christ. Now remember, ants are the small and subtle things. There's an old saying, and I've used it once in a while, that goes like this: the enemy of that which is best is that which is good. Good things, keeping us from the best things. You know, hobbies aren't bad, but when they begin to take over our lives, they are. Work is good, but when it takes over our life, it's not good. It begins to wear at the roots of who we are. What are the ants at the roots of your life? Those things that seem to be good and okay, but are becoming consuming to you. You ever thought about taking some time and thinking about what ants might be there? The Apostle Paul wrote this to the Colossians, chapter 2, verses 6 and 7. So then, just as you received Christ Jesus as Lord, continue to live your lives in Him, rooted and built up in Him, strengthened in the faith as you were taught, and overflowing with thankfulness. Rooted. You're rooted in Him. That's our life in Him. You know, some of the roots may be our prayer time, our Bible reading, our worship together, small group, and serving and different kind of things, but there might be some ants in your plants, ants in your life that are slowly whittling away at these important roots. Maybe it's time to hang out with God for a little bit and ask Him, you know, Lord, do I have any ants in my plants? Are there things in my life that are good or okay? that are just eating away slowly but surely my life in you? And perhaps maybe there's some indicators, just like leaves falling off the plant. Maybe there's a little less joy going on. Maybe life isn't so contented as it once was. Perhaps it's time. Hey, you got ants in your plants? What are you going to do about them?